Hello, Crystalline family. I am back in the Northern Rivers after an amazing time in Peru, and I will share more of that with you all. But for now, I'm doing the monthly tune in for July, a few days early, but I felt it quite appropriate today because we are on the planetary cycle of Blue Lace Agate Day. And this is one of the crystalline frequencies that we work with when working with the throat chakra. And that's what this month is all about in the Rainbow Serpent journey for those of you that are journeying on this path. And for those of you that want to tune in at a later date, I want to remind you that this is a pathway that I've been building, as you can see here on my site. For those of you on Instagram, I have a little link if you're interested in learning more about that at any point if you feel like going deeper into these frequencies. But today, being a planetary energetic of blue lace, this is something that affects us all, even though subtly, just like the planets and the stars in the sky. And I also felt like it was a good time to come on a few days earlier before the start of July because we have a big full moon coming, I think, in the next day or so as well. So it's a big culminative time. And today is the first day of the eighth sphere in the Tree of Life, which is all about our mental space. And that very much correlates with the Capricorn full moon. So this is really a time where we are getting to that point where we need to check in with ourselves. This is a time that's really asking us to reassess, to review, and it can be a bit of a sticky time. It can be a bit challenging because it's all about what we're holding and our responsibilities and reassessing where we put our energy. And it's something that I really was feeling into while I was sitting by these beautiful blue lakes in the highlands of the Andes, Laguna Peron and Chinancocha and various other beautiful blue lakes. And just the energy of these lakes, these waters, is about holding. It's like the holding capacity. And I was really feeling into what I've been holding in my life personally and really feeling into what what of this weight that I'm holding is actually mine to hold. And as I was sitting in the sun looking at these stunning blue lakes, this divine blue field that really, I was tuning into because I was about to step into the throat chakra series. So I always feel this happens. The frequencies come and weave their insights in for me just before we step on this path. And I was feeling that although we have this great capacity to hold, this beautiful water-like nature to contain, we have to also remember that there is the structure, like the mountains, the valleys that also make up the basin of these waters. And as I was leaning against these mountains, feeling the sun that was permeating through the rock, I had this sense of, I can actually let some of this go. It's not all mine to hold. And, it's a very subtle feeling, but it's a feeling that I feel we're all being called to attune to right now at this time, especially when we're in this Capricorn, Cancerian sort of duality, like this solid earth and this this water element. They're two opposites, yet they really inform each other in different ways. So you need one, you can't have one without the other. You need the structure and the containment of the Capricornian energy, but you also need the fluidness of and the softness and the gentleness that these waters are really calling us to. And these waters hold this real frequency of the blue field, which I'm going to be speaking a lot more of in the coming weeks. And there is so much nuance to this field. We feel that when we're attuning to any throat chakra Energetics, we think it's all about communication, we think it's about truth, expression. Yes, but, or yes, and. I should say it is really about being still enough in these moments and receptive enough in these moments and silent enough to really hear and feel. And and that feeling is an attunement. There's an attunement that happens within our bodies when we're still enough to allow true resonance to move through us. And really, the best place to do this is by the water. So, whether you live close to a lake yourself, or perhaps the ocean or a river, I just really want to invite you this month, especially, and perhaps even over the next couple of days during this full moon, to take time to be by the waters and be still. Because I think when we're in this energy on the eighth sphere, which is all about the mental field, especially when we're faced with challenges of the moment, I think we all have our own little dynamics going on, and especially when things haven't turned out quite the way we'd imagined. Our goals, our dreams, we might have accomplished these things, but it's like, this is not quite the feeling I was expecting when I set out to achieve this dream. So, this is really time to not use the mind to try and figure it all out, but just allow yourself to be still, to feel the resonance of what wants to come through next. Because sometimes, you know, these moments that feel challenging, these moments that are outside of our field of understanding or our field of control, these are actually the best parts. These are the bits that really bring a humility, that require us to, on some level, just drop all the ego, drop all the responsibility, just drop it all for a moment of time and just listen, just feel. And often, what is presented to move through is actually very soft at first, very gentle. It's not something you can work out all of a sudden, but there is a current there that wants to move through us all at this time. And it's pushing us to those crescendo moments, those moments where we feel like we can't hold anymore. We're holding so much. And we don't need to. We don't need to hold it all. We just need to take a rest and lean against a mountain for a while, perhaps sit by a lake, sit or have a walk by an ocean, and just take this little gateway this week to watch the mind and how it wants to try and figure things out, and just to let it go. Because throughout this month, we're going to be moving this week. So from today on, we're in the real mental crux of things. So this might be where we're trying to figure things out and feeling a bit tense about it all. So this is just a reminder just to be aware of that, because the following week we're going to be dropping into the realm of the subconscious, into the realm of the dreaming. So it really is an invitation just to just release, just let go, and just listen for the current. And the new pathway will start to show itself, will start to evolve in the last couple of weeks of July. This is just a particular little moment where things can feel a bit heavy, feel a bit dense. And really, we have a whole new life that's wanting to crystallize through us. But we have to be willing to let go of what we thought it was going to look like, or or how we thought things were going to show up. I've had to pivot a lot in the last couple of weeks or couple of month or so. A lot of plans are changing. A lot of where I was planning on living, things are changing. And, I'm just like, okay, we just have to trust. And that's tricky for me. I'm a Capricorn, so I like to organize and plan things. And I'm just been taking that medicine that I received from the mountains and the lakes of Peru to just put it down for the moment. And so I just hope that helps all of you out there. If you're feeling things are getting a bit much, just remember there is this beautiful opportunity to be still and to listen and allow things to reveal themselves through resonance. And that's really what we're being invited to do with the energies of the throat. And actually, coming up this week on Thursday, we're going to be moving into the beautiful frequency of aquamarine, which you can see in the cover photo of this post. And aquamarine really is about simplification. How can we simplify things? There are so many crystalline frequencies in the field of blue, and I speak to many of them at different times. But blue lace is really, when we look at it, it looks so peaceful and like icy, lacy blue. But really, it's a remedy for the heated energies and the frustrations that are within us. A lot of these blue frequencies are actually cooling remedies to the intensity that we can feel inside. And so stepping into this blue field is really asking us just to rest, just to relax, just to lay down your burdens just for a moment, enough to feel what wants to move through. So I hope that little insight was helpful. And for those of you who do want to work more deeply in the blue field, the crystalline frequencies we work with are lapis lazuli, are turquoise and blue lace agate. But there's also so many other crystalline frequencies within this field, and I'll be doing some more posts about those in the coming days. So lots of love to you all, and please reach out if you feel the call.